Welcome everybody. So first of all, I'm going to be breaking down some of the following pairs that look pretty interesting for today. So let's start with the DXY. So with the DXY, we can see that price broke this large pattern with some sort of momentum. It's now formed a bit of a correction. Now, what's really interesting to me is the fact that we currently do have some equal lows. Normally, once you see some equal lows, you can expect a potential stop hunt for price to drop just below to go long. If we look to the left, there is some levels of liquidity that haven't really been filled. So with the DXY, I'm expecting a potential rally if we get a strong rejection of this current zone. For further confirmation, I would like to see some sort of a breaker structure on the smaller time frame. So this is the DXY. Plan B is if we get a strong break of this important zone, then we can catch the retest and then we can continue the original trend back down to the previous low. So right now DXY is at a very important point of interest. It's either going to go bullish from here if we get a further confirmation, or if we get a strong close below and a break and retest. So this is a DXY. I'm keeping it really simple. Next on the cards is dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, again, I've been forecasting a potential rally from this zone. We've marked out multiple scenarios, multiple institutional levels, and it's respected the third one below. So over the DXY, if we zoom out on the larger time frame, we can see that price broke the larger pattern, but it never really broke with conviction. It's actually broke it really weakly, hence why now price is closing right back below. So with the dollar CAD, I'm expecting a really large rally, but again, I need further confirmation. So it's respect to the levels that we marked out on the smaller time frames. So the next step is to see what is price telling us now. So we can see that price reacted from one of the levels. So this level now becomes irrelevant. And we can see that price broke structure to the left. So we've got some break of structure on the 15-minute and the 1 hour. So now I'm expecting a potential decline towards this level here. So once we get a reaction of this level, then we can continue further upside to at least the top of this trend line. Again, we need further confirmation, such as, is price consolidating in a corrective manner to a level to take a long, or is price going to retest our point of interest level and it's approaching it in a momentum manner? Then I really would not be interested, since if price is approaching the level with momentum, that means there's a high probability that price will actually take out these lows. So for now, this is what's on my cards for dollar CAD. Again, we need further confirmation on the smaller time frame, either consolidating towards the point of interest or a break of structure on the smaller time frame, such as this. So if we get some sort of break of structure, then I'll be looking to get involved on a long. And I'll trade the same schematic, smaller time frame. So this is the potential scenario on dollar CAD. Hey Chris, hey Bruno, thanks for joining. We're just looking at dollar CAD. Next on the list is CAD Yen. So CAD Yen again is looking really interesting. Been forecasting this level to be tapped eventually. It's a level of liquidity. It's finally been tapped. If we zoom out to the daily time frame, we can see that we expected a potential stop hunt of this third tap. So 1 tap, 2 tap, and a potential stop hunt of this level. So that confluence has been ticked. So what's next? We go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay. We can see that price rallied with some sort of momentum, and it's reacted of this level to the T. On the 1-hour time frame, you can see that the trend has shifted now. So just judging by the candlesticks, and the reaction of this level, we now have bearish momentum. So now the fact that we're closing right back inside the channel on the third tap, for me, it's a high probability trade that price will likely react around this zone here, maybe even a small stop hunt. So a reaction of this level, then I'll be looking to get involved. I've already set my order anyway, to at least these lows here. Again, I'll be looking for the same schematic. Depending on how price approaches it, whether it's in a corrective manner, I can set my order and just hold this trade for really a long-term target to at least a trend line, wait for the retest or some sort of a flag or a break of a double top, as you can see with the equal highs, a stop hunt, and then a continuation back down to the downside where the previous low was. So that's CAD yen. Again, if we just zoom in, really what I'll be very interested at is if we have some sort of a correction on the smaller time frame, and if we can just see a double top, a clean equal high double top with the equal highs, then an order just above will be ideal. So this is CAD yen. It's looking really, really interesting. You know, we've been forecasting this trade for the last week or two, and now it's finally ticked all the boxes. It's done a stop hunt, it's reacted off the level, and we've closed back inside the pattern with momentum. So you can tell that the bears are really serious in taking this pair down. So this is CAD yen, really good pair. It's in confluence of a dollar CAD long as well. Next on the cards is gold. So gold. Let's zoom out to the daily time frame and see what's actually happening. Again, market structure in the current phase, we've got momentum, a consolidation followed by momentum, then a sideways consolidation followed by momentum, a smaller consolidation phase followed by momentum. Now we have a uptrend channel consolidation followed by momentum. The next phase in gold is we've got an expanding correction followed by a potential momentum. So once price takes out these equal highs, there's a high probability that price will react within this zone here slash a potential third tap of this trend line, and this will take us back down to at least these equal lows back then. So because, you know, the high probability trade is a sell from just above here, it does not mean, you know, you're not going to find good buy setups. There's always going to be opportunities in the market. So as you can see, price reacted over liquidity level here. It made the new high following the stop on of this double bottom. This level made a new high. It then consolidated and price rallied with momentum. This to me is very important. This piece of information is critical because this was the main move that broke these highs here. So what happens next? It's just a big complex correction, whether it's making higher highs or higher lows. As you can see, look, higher highs, then it's made a new low, lower low, then a new high. So anything in between, any piece of information for me is irrelevant, because I know that price is eventually going to retest some levels within here, which it did. Price then reacted off the level and it broke the previous highs. So again, I'm using the same schematic. Any structure such as a high or a low is irrelevant until price retests the previous liquidity level, so such as this. So now we've got a flag, and now I'm expecting a reaction within these two levels here to take price to further upside, to at least take out the equal highs that I mentioned above. So if we just tidy this up and update the pattern, we can see something different now. So this is looking much cleaner. A reaction of this level would be ideal to minimum take profit 1, but really we're looking at a longer term target such as the break of structure at the equal highs and further upside to the first main take profit. So this is gold. Again, the same schematic that we utilized here, which was the main rally that took at the previous highs. Anything in between until it retests the liquidity levels back here is irrelevant. So all this information for me is irrelevant. And then boom, we got ticked here. And now the same schematic on the smaller time frame. We've got momentum that took at the previous highs. So this piece of information, this rally here, is where price is likely to retest eventually. Now we have a larger flag in play. There's two ways of approaching the potential long. You can either set the order, or you can wait for further confirmation, such as a break of structure, catch the retest, and then go long. So this is gold. It's looking really, really interested at the moment. Next on the list is Euro Pound. Okay, Euro Pound, been forecasting along. So again, we've taken out these lows. There's a lot of compression to the downside, hence why we've got some momentum to the upside. If we zoom out to the daily time frame, we can see the same pattern over and over again. We've got the double bottom equal lows followed by some compression to the downside, with price reacting to some liquidity levels over here. There's further levels to the downside, but it's unlikely for price to go that south, but we'll see. So on the 4-hour time frame, what is actually happening? Okay, we've got a larger compressed channel. We've got some momentum, but now price is slowing down. The candlesticks are telling you what's really happening. You can tell that the sellers were really in control, right? But now the sellers are losing control. There's larger wicks and the bodies are getting a lot smaller. So on the 1-hour time frame, again, it's looking much, much clearer. Everything was respected. Now price is broken out of momentum. It's reacting of a potential level here. So I'm expecting price to eventually retest this level here. There's an equal low on the smaller time frame, and there's some untapped liquidity around this level here. Well, I'll be expecting a big rally to the upside. Now again, if, however, I'm also forecasting, the fact that I could potentially miss this scenario. That does not mean I'm going to miss a trade, because the long-term target on Euro Pound really is up here on this main swing low. So this is a long-term target. So if we zoom in now, there's momentum, so maybe it might not go to my level, but I'm prepared for that because I'm expecting, you need to forecast multiple scenarios. So again, if this just completely goes parabolic, then it's fine, because I know if I just wait for the same schematic, wait for some sort of a flag or consolidation with equal lows, I'll be catching the previous move that took at the previous high, and I'll be looking to get involved on a continuation. So I'll be looking for this if this scenario doesn't occur. So that's one option there. The other potential scenario would be if price is to now continue to rally, and then previous to a break of structure such as this trend line here, if I see some sort of a flag, then I'll be looking to get involved, because you need some sort of a pattern to break structure. So there's multiple options on Euro Pound. Next on the list is, guys, by the way, Chris and Bruno, if there's any pairs you would like me to break down, just shoot a message on the trading floor and I'll break it down. Okay, next on the list is Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand's looking really interested. We'll just go to the 4-hour time frame. What's happening? So we can see that price has rallied with momentum. So this move here for me is really, really interesting. This move here was the move that broke the previous high. So anything in between, whether it's making lower lows and lower highs, is irrelevant until price retests this level. And we can see that on the smaller time frame. Pound Aussie, Chris, I'll definitely do that for you, no worries. I was going to break it down anyway, and GBP USD Bruno, so it's all good. Okay, so next on the list is Euro New Zealand. We have, this is brilliant. I love this pattern. I call this pattern the boomerang. The reason I call it the boomerang is because price is now looking to close back inside the channel, and you know, with the boomerang, it's actually used as a hunting tool and it returns to the owner. So I just played along with the metaphor and just said to myself, you know what, price is going to attack the stop loss, which is the hunting tool, and it'll come back to the owner, you know, come back to the pattern. It's just something I just made up. So this is the boomerang. It's a very high probability trade. So prior to this compressed channel, price actually broke with momentum. So I'm just going to explain some of the psychology behind it. So because price broke with momentum, many traders will be selling the market, thinking, okay, we're selling the market and it's now going to go back down to new lows, etc. However, if you update the current pattern, in fact, it's a large 1 hour compression, which means that price is likely to retest some levels to close back inside the channel, back inside the pattern, catch the retest and continue south. So this is the boomerang. If we go back to the current price, what can we see? We can see the equal lows, which is in confluence with a tap of this trend line. However, I have a zone here that I'm expecting price to do a stop hunt and then go long to at least this level here. The reason I like this level as well is because not only is it a level, it's an interesting supply level, it's also in confluence with a potential third tap of this trend line and also a Fibonacci. So we just put down the fib. So there's multiple areas of confluences. Whenever you see like an X formation with trend lines and Fibonacci or even moving averages, it's just a good level to take profit and also a good level to take a sell. So I'm interested in a stop hunt of these equal lows to take price up to at least this level here. So this is Euro New Zealand. It's looking really interesting. I just have to be patient. I've already sent my orders. I'm just waiting for it. And that's Euro New Zealand. On the bigger time frame with Euro New Zealand, I'm not really looking at the bigger time frame. I'm just looking at the first relevant piece of information where price could react strongly from. So this is Euro New Zealand. Next on the list is AUD USD. So let's look at Aussie. I think Rodrigo wanted me to break this down. So with AUD USD, we go to the daily time frame. Just look at some of the structure. We can see that price is likely to come up here. Why am I saying that? It's because price is currently forming some sort of a flag. So it's making new highs, and you can see the strong structure of this market. There's a big flag in play right now. Go to the 4-hour time frame. Again, this level was the level that broke the previous highs with momentum. So I'm interested in catching a retest of this level, and okay, that's happened already and now it's gone, right? So if we go to the current price, what's happening now? What's the schematic behind it? If we know that price is likely to come up here to 0.81, how can we get involved? We can see that price rallied with some sort of momentum, took at the previous highs. So now I'm expecting a potential decline to at least this level here. Again, depending on how price approaches my level really depends on whether I set my order. So if price starts to depreciate with momentum, then I'm not really interested in a buy limit order, since there's a high probability that price will just take me out. I'll only be interested if price was to approach my level of interest in a corrective manner, since we know that whenever there's some sort of compression, price is likely to reverse. So that'll be another scenario. Plan B would be if I just wait for every rejection, wait for a break of structure of the previous high, and then catch the retest and then go long. So that's AUD USD. Long-term targets on Aussie is up here. However, you need to take into consideration what is price telling me right now. So this is one of my forecasts, but I'm also prepared for a potential sell scenario. So what do I mean by that? We can see that price is actually compressing in some sort of a compression manner, as you can see. So there's a lot of compression, so hence why I'm really interested in how does price approach my level of interest. If there's momentum, that means that this pattern is going to likely manifest in place. So I'll be expecting a break and retest of structure to continue south. So this is AUD USD. Next on the list is NZD CAD. Okay, NZD CAD, I've been forecasting this for a while as well. Keeping it really simple. We have a level that price reacted from. It made new lows. As you can see, it just kept on going down. Anything in between, so it's taken out these lows. Anything in between is just a big complex correction. As you can see, it's making new highs, then it's making new lows. So it's just irrelevant piece of structure, hence why I'm not interested in getting involved until we retest the level that broke out the main lows. Once we get a retest of some levels that I've spotted on the smaller time frames, these two blue ray lines, then I'll be looking to get involved in a short, especially because there will be a stop hunt of these guys here. So this will be my main trade here. Again, the ideal scenario would be if we get something like this and it just reacts of this level. As you can see to the left, there's equal highs. If we get that, then I'll definitely set my order for a short to at least this level. But longer term targets, really we're looking at an outer structure of the larger pattern in play. On this daily time frame, we can see that price is just tired and compressed. There's a big move that's inevitable, really. But again, if price now approaches it in a momentum manner, then I wouldn't really be interested. So again, I'm looking for two things. How does price approach my level of interest? Does it approach it in an impulsive manner or a corrective manner? The only occasion where I do not mind if it approaches my point of interest in a momentum manner with impulsive, like boom, is if just above it there's some equal highs. If I see equal highs, then I'll definitely set an order and then get short. So this is New Zealand CAD. It's looking really interesting. Next on the list is GBP USD. I think Bruno wanted me to break it down. Okay, so GBP USD, you need to be patient. I mean, I've been expecting a sell from this level here. This trend line, it never occurred. I never found the correct schematics. It's now broken structure to the upside, but this large pattern has now turned into a compressed pattern. So it's just an extension of the main pattern. So what do I see? I see some compression and the main level 1.4. That's, I'm just bearing that in mind. If we look at the fundamentals, you know, we can see that the buyers didn't waste no time pushing 1.39. and it certainly looks as though buyers want to reach 1.4 to psychological level, which is fair enough. Again, the vaccine in the UK is, you know, gathering some momentum, so a lot of people come back to the jobs and push the economy up, etc. So this is looking pretty decent for pound strength. Just again with fundamentals, take it with a pinch of salt. Hence why I've got 1.4 just as I'm just conscious about it. I'm 99.9% a technical trader, but I am conscious about the fundamentals. So what am I looking at on GBP USD? So there's nothing really interesting. If I go on the 1 hour, let me just take this off. Okay, we've got momentum. There's nothing clear for me. I'm not really interested. If we get a continuation to 1.4, then okay, I'll be looking to get involved. But again, don't expect price to just react of 1.4 to the T. Normally there's a stop hunt. Then I'll be looking to get involved. So that's one scenario on GBP USD. Second scenario is if price was to just break the previous lows with momentum, then I'll catch the retest and continue south to obviously at least the end of the outer structure pattern. So that's one scenario on GBP USD. I need a strong break of structure with momentum and catch the retest. So that's GBP USD. Okay, so Bruno's saying, where to buy if you want to get long? Possible? It really depends on your entry criteria. It really depends on your entry criteria. It really depends on your strategy. So me personally, if I was to get long on GBP USD, what would I personally wait for? Again, I'll look for my strategy, which would be something like maybe a tap of this trend line. But do you really want to be buying GBP USD knowing there's a high probability that there's a big decline in play? Unless we get something like a double bottom, such as this, a double bottom, take out the lows, and then go long. But right now, I'm not really interested in buying or I'm not really interested in a buy on GBP USD. So right now with GBP USD, I'm just painting a picture until price is clear. As you can see, this pattern here doesn't really make sense to me. I need further confirmation. So I need something like, and then a downtrend. Then I'll be able to connect this trend line to at least a potential level there. So again, I need more data for GBP USD. There's nothing really interesting. So that's GBP USD. Again, let me just repeat what I said. We need a break of structure with momentum, catch the retest, wait for a potential flag or a double top. If you look to the left, equal highs, catch the stop hunt of the double top, and then we can continue south. So this is one scenario on GBP USD, or it could just continue going up. We don't know yet. Catch the breakout and the fake out of 1.4 and then a decline. So it's nothing really interesting right now for GBP USD. I'm just remaining patient. I'm waiting until the market is really screaming at me. Next on the list is GBP AUD. I think Chris wanted me to take a look at GBP Aussie. Yes, I was actually looking at Pound Aussie anyway. So with Pound Aussie, if we just go to the 4-hour time frame, the reason I like the current structure is because market psychology right now is really telling us a few things. So number one, this trend line has broken to the downside, which means many traders will be selling this position, and there will be a lot of stop losses just above this double top here, as you can see where I've marked my yellow arrow. Right, the problem with that is that once you update structure and what price is actually telling you, we can see that there's an expanding formation with some liquidity levels that took out the previous lows. So I'm expecting a stop hunt of this double top, which should be in confluence of a third tap of this outer structure. And we can see as well that price is actually approaching that level in a perfect corrective manner. If it can continue that, then this would be a very, very good trade to the downside. So that's GBP AUD USD. Again, price doesn't have to go there. You know, this is just plan B. Now, if you stick to the same plan, and I'm fixated on, you know, having the perfect entry and the perfect setup, what's to say that price does this? Makes a perfect double top. I will look for some levels on a smaller time frame, and then it can just go. So I'm prepared for multiple scenarios. I've got plan A here, plan B up here somewhere. Plan C would be if we get strong momentum to the downside, take up previous lows, catch the retest, and then go back down south. So that's pound Aussie. Is really, really simple. Just let the market come to you. Selling it now for me is a no. It's just not. This is not clear. I'm waiting for at least some sort of a reaction of this level that takes at the previous lows, or a continuation to the upside to confirm a stop hunt of these equal highs and a potential larger double top stop hunt. So if we get a reaction of here, that means many traders will be selling it, but really it's just a trap to go long to further go south. So that's GBP Aussie. I'm just staying put, just being really, really patient with it, and that's it. That's it for today, guys. If there's anything else, I've actually got a minute or two to break it down for you guys. No? Okay. That's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So this was today's live stream. I'll be here tomorrow as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.